What's up, everybody? What's going on out there? Shaheem here from your favorite show, From the Shore to Be More. Although I'm not on the shore right now, I'm actually at my daughter's house down here in Upper Marlboro, DC area. And so I'm actually close to Baltimore. So actually, today we're doing Baltimore to Baltimore. How about that? But anyway, I'm glad you guys are tuning in for another Sunday. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. Um, we got some things to talk about today. First, I want to thank our strongest supporters, people who tune in every Sunday. Cousin Raheem, Garrett, his wife, Caritha. I want to shout them out. Uh, Thank you for tuning in every Sunday. We appreciate your support. We love you for it. Also, to my own sister Angela and her husband Charles, we want to thank them for tuning in every Sunday, supporting the show. Thank you. We love you guys for that. And also to my own daughter and her husband, my daughter Jasmine and her husband Kevin. We want to thank them also for their support of the show. It's greatly appreciated. Um, Boom is not with us today. Boom actually had surgery on Thursday. Nothing serious. Surgery on his foot Thursday, and he's on medication and things, and so he's not able to join us today. So Aunt Debbie and I are going to do our best to carry on, soldier on without him, and give you the best possible show we can. All right. We've got a serious topic today, and I hope it gets your full attention, and I'm hoping we can help somebody out there today. As we talk about something that probably affects a lot of people out there and a lot of families. And I'm sure some people are going to get some good out of it. And we hope that people tune in the comment section or call the show, reach out to us if they have something to contribute or if they know someone wrestling with some things that we're going to be talking about, then feel free to please comment in the comment section. We'll put your comments up. We'll do the best we can to get you on there to talk about the subject at today, and we're looking forward to a great show. For those who don't know, we're going to be talking about alcoholism and forgiveness. Alcoholism and sobriety and forgiveness. Um, and that's a deep topic. I know it affects a lot of people, including myself. In some ways, and I'll talk about my own story a little later. I'm hoping other people will tune in and contribute and give their own story, because I know it's a topic, like I said, that touches a lot of homes. I know people who wrestle with this issue and go and got the help they needed and are doing much, much better because they were able to stand up and go get the help that they needed. So I want to congratulate them on that, first of all. Um, there are also people that I know, for whatever reason they have, um, didn't go to get the help they needed. Thank you, Jamaica. My sister-in-law tweeting about the hat, checking in about the hat I got on today. I dressed up for you guys today. So thank you, Jamaica. But I know some people who for whatever reason didn't go get the help they needed and are still suffering to this day. And so that being said, I want to here. I want to get to the topic of the day. And also, I see that we have Aunt Debbie with us today. Hi, Aunt Debbie. How are you today?
I'm happy and optimistic. Loving that
Always,
hat. Loving that
always.
hat.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you very much. I dressed up today for these guys, for you guys today. Well, actually, this hat was actually I was going to wear this hat yesterday at the shooting for my video shooting for my song Weightless. And so that's actually where the hat came from. And I love this so much. And so many other people. I figure I put it on today and give y'all something to look at.
Wow. It's handsome. You're so handsome in it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to see you today. I definitely it's a
Good
serious
to see
topic
you.
though. Very serious topic today. And my hope is to help some people uh today, really, who really need it. Um and it took me a while, a long time to come to grips with the fact that I needed some help myself. And it might surprise some people to hear me say that. I don't want to make this all about me, obviously. And my demons and things that I wrestle with. I would love, because I know there's people out there, even some of my own family members. You can't hide. I know you're out there who are who wrestling with this topic as we speak, with alcohol, with issues with alcohol as we speak. And some are surviving, and some are not doing so well. And and to make it easy for people, I'll start with my own experience and my own struggles with alcohol. Well, let me ask you, Debbie, have you ever struggled with that before, drinking or anything like that?
You're asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so my drug of choice is TV,
Oh, okay.
which is not, I'm not bragging,
No,
but later we might be able to bring in other forms of addiction.
and there are many. When I was talking about this topic last night with a few people, just wrestling around, some people brought up pornography as an addiction. We had a conversation about that, and I was a little surprised on how many people that affects. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah,
So there are many forms of addiction. I heard somebody mention even marijuana smoking, even though that's something people never think about. Never think about. Someone brought it
yeah.
up as a form of addiction.
And it's interesting to hear you say even marijuana
Mm.
addiction. So that's very telling
Uh,
of the idea that there might that there that I mean it's almost saying
it's
we're
more socially acceptable.
it's socially acceptable, but so is alcohol. But it might be helpful to
Yeah.
start with a little definition. I'm going to give the definition of addiction, and then
Okay.
please tell your story.
Okay. Whew.
Um,
I don't know if y'all
it,
ready for it.
we're ready. We're ready, and it is powerful to disclose. And
Okay.
you're not disclosing because you get a high from it, right?
No.
You're disclosing one because you've done a certain amount of work and you have some clarity, and that clarity reduces the sense of shame. So many people go in hiding about their stuff because they also have
Yeah.
shame connected to it. And I love that you're here to free a people,
Yeah, in
to
fact, my sister-in-law just commented. She's texted me and said, "Thank you for your honesty." Hey, comment in the comment section. I'll put your comments up, Tamika. Just comment in the comments. Oh, I said her name, but okay. and I'll put your comments in the comments section. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not comfortable for me to open up to people like that. I'm not that kind of person. Really, but my hope is to help people because I feel like I'm getting the help I need. I feel like even being on this broadcast helps me in a lot of ways. And talking to you on Debbie, thank you very much. Every week, I have the benefit of having your wisdom every week, and a lot of people don't have that. So thank you very much for your love and support. I appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
I have the benefit of your wisdom and this
Oh,
platform.
well, thank
And,
you for saying
and I
that. Can you say that
I
loud enough so
thank
my wife can hear it?
hey, why? She already knows. But the definition of an addiction is the
Okay.
fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, particularly when it undermines your being successful in
Ah,
areas where you're
ah,
successful.
ah, hit it right. Hit it right on the head. Hit it right
Mm-hmm.
on the head. It was limiting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. All right. Well, I guess I might as well just jump right on in it. I guess people who know me, friends, family members, all know that I've been drinking for a long time. I mean, a long, long, long time. I probably started drinking when I was a preteen, and I want to start there first before I go deeper into my story. Growing up as a kid, my family was like a lot of families. My parents partied a little bit. My aunts and uncles partied a little. They get together, have gatherings, would eat, smoke, and drink, and have a good time. Like a lot of people, we all do, you know. And yeah, there'd be alcohol at these events, um, pretty much all the time. And so let's start there. Um, my first experiences with alcohol probably stemmed from these very events, if I'm being honest. And I'm sure if some of my cousins are watching, they can probably attest to this. Let's put it out there now. Let's start the healing. I'm not blaming my parents or my aunts and uncles for anything. Let me get that out the way. But us being kids being kids, of course, we sneak into that refrigerator when they weren't looking. Of course we did. We take their beer. We might even wake up the next day or whatever, and they still got shot glasses laying around full of liquor, if I'm being honest. And yeah, we taste it. Oh, this is nasty. This is gross. We don't see how they do it. Started out like that, but somehow by the time I got to my preteen years, not only was it almost a cool factor involved, that's a whole different thing. But now you're starting to tolerate that taste a little more. Okay? Now those beers aren't going down so harsh. Oh, well, you know what? Now by this age, I can drink a whole beer now. No more sipping on it. No more half a beer. No more passing around with my cousins. Now I'm drinking whole beers, and I'm a preteen. I know some people out there might laugh about it, think it's funny because a lot of fathers sit around, shared that first beer with their son probably when they were teenagers, and thought of it as nothing. And like I said, I'm not blaming anybody for my journey. I'm just telling it like it is. People, you take it for what it is. And I hope I can help you. Before I go any further, I mean, on Debbie, can you relate? I mean, did you see that type of thing when you were younger, the adults partying, or maybe?
Well, right away, the message becomes you can't have a good time without alcohol,
Wow,
right?
right.
So every party, I can remember once I invited one of my brothers to an event, and I
Hmm.
said, "Oh, they're going to be children. We're not going to have any alcohol." He
Hmm.
was too done. Like a party, no alcohol, and he went out and bought some. I mean,
Oh
it was
wow.
all right, but to me, that is the learning that you can't have a good time being yourself. That
Mm.
you have to be medicated to express yourself.
And you're learning it at a. I'm sorry
Learning
to
at a
jump in, but
critical
you're learning
age.
at a critical
Oh,
time when you're trying to learn how to be yourself.
that's right. And right away, yourself get
And right
now.
away.
Shaheem, I do want to reframe
Hmm.
a little your when you were a preteen and you and your cousins or siblings would go sneak into the refrigerator. There
Hmm.
is a healthy aspect of it, which is called curiosity.
Okay.
So, I don't want us to look at it as bad because often curious people get labeled as bad. Why you want to look in that? So there is a healthy component about it, which is one of the reasons why adults need to protect us by not making those things so easily.
Ah, and I don't want to blame
So
them because they
that's
didn't know we were sneaking around watching them like that.
yeah, your
Honestly, this is
curiosity.
something that they found out later.
Your curiosity is your genius, and I want
Ah,
to acknowledge that.
but it
Even
also
though
got me into a lot of trouble.
understood, understood. Understood.
but thank you
But
for saying that. It gave me a whole perspective on it.
it also puts you on this path to healing.
Uh,
So
man, man.
thank you.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying. So as a preteen already, I'm drinking not nothing heavy. Because still the heavy stuff was disgusting to me. I couldn't even understand it, and I wasn't able to get it. Like this, we're talking about a whole different era back in the day. And if you below 18, you couldn't get alcohol. It was tough to do by yourself. You could sneak into your parents' liquor cabinet or do something like that, but it was tough to get. It was. But by the time I hit high school, and I'm starting to hang out now, experienced girls, going to our own parties now, creating our own lifestyle. Hip hop comes into play. I mean, just beginning. That's a
Mhm.
whole new scene, and now I'm just trying harder things, and so alcohol now comes into play. And I'm still young, and only say that to say I don't have a real job or nothing, so I really can't afford Hennessy. I can't go out there and get top shelf stuff, not at this age, and so I'm getting what the winos are drinking. Yeah, I'm in high school and I'm gathering whatever money I can with my friends to get Mad Dog 2020, Wild Irish Rose. I know some people will choke hearing that name come up. Stuff that people was drinking on street corners. But that's all we could afford. And not only that, we could muster up $1 or some change or something to give to the local wino or man standing in front of the store to sneak in there and buy it for us. So now, yeah, now we're able to get actual alcohol now, and 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 yeah, so so it begins. So it begins. High school, just to give people perspective. Now, I'm not. I don't even care about my talking about my age. So I'm in the '80s. It's a wild time. Cocaine is in play big time. Crack cocaine was introduced to the world. Whoa. This took the world by storm and almost destroyed it. Those out there who know what I'm talking about, you already know. You live them dark corners. So along with alcohol, I'm trying drugs. Not just weed. I'm using stuff. I hate to even talk about it sometimes and I'll tell people why in a minute. In a minute. Um, Cocaine, crack, started experimenting with heroin, um, pills. Uh, I'm getting choked up. Hold up. um, mm. Pills became a big part of my life. Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know how to survive. Now my mother didn't know anything. My mother knew I was in the stuff. Of course she knew. She knew her baby boy wasn't right, but she couldn't quite put a finger on. Oh, maybe he's drinking a little something. Maybe he's running around get drunk, smoking a little weed with his friends or something. She couldn't quite put her hands on it. No, not her baby boy. But by this time I'm in high school. I'm up to pills now. High school. Um, yeah, yeah, and so it's tough for me to talk about. And some of my cousins already know because they walked that walk with me. We were together a lot of times, and some of my friends. And so they already. I wish someone would chime in. Please. And people out there who've had these experiences, if you might just be able to help somebody by telling your story. Um, so please feel free to share. Don't let this all be about me. Not even. You can find some healing today too, and hopefully you will. Um,
Shaheen,
yes.
were there any other people in your family, like of your parents' generation and before them, who were also alcoholics or
Ah.
drug users?
Oh, don't make me.
Well, I'm not. Don't name
Oh,
names. names.
No, I'm not gonna say no names. No, not
But
at
there's
all.
a reason that I'm asking, not just to, out people, but to
Yeah,
suggest that we're
yeah,
dealing with a generational
yeah.
conflict or generational
Right,
deceit
right.
that
I well.
that is not only psychological,
Hmm.
but is also physiological.
Ah, ah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So why don't I disclose something?
yes. Please.
It's not that bad, y'all. Don't get excited. So I'm in my 20s. I have
Right.
a boyfriend, and he brings home some cocaine.
Okay.
He gives it to me. By that time, I had already experimented with reefer, but he gave me that cocaine. I was like, oh my God, because the high was so good, and I felt like myself. Unlike
Yes.
with alcohol, which I couldn't
It's
quite get,
electric.
I felt like me only with more confidence. And I said to him, oh, you got to get some more. And he, for the next day, and he went to get more. And
Mm.
but that second time, it didn't take. And I said, go
Oh.
get more. I,
Oh.
I was chasing
Okay.
him. And he got the more, and nothing happened. Now, fortunately, I was too cheap to keep pursuing this. This is the 70s, right?
Okay. Okay.
And it was $10 a pop. And
Right.
so how I take that, Shaheen, is
Hmm.
there by the grace of God go I. So I
Right.
don't consider myself, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so good, I'm a good person, I'm so
You were fortunate.
controlled, lucky that
Oh.
it didn't, that would maybe he got some bad stuff and it
Yes.
didn't continue. So
Yes.
there by the grace of God go I.
Oh
So
man. Well,
it's
well, I'm
my story.
glad that it didn't take because,
Oh
of course, you like just like I have seen it consume so many people, some of our own family members. I
yeah.
mean, totally consume them. And so it's
Hmm.
funny that you even brought up that I have other elder family members or whatever that had issues because, well, of course, you know, there was always people who had issues with alcohol, things like that. But when crack came around in the '80s and stuff, cocaine and crack, that was a game changer. And of course, it affected a lot of my family members. No, of course, I'll never say any names, but they know who they are. They went through some things. Some people passed away, yes. Um, and some people were able to survive and turn their lives around, thank God. But yeah, some people it totally consumed. It's horrible time, horrible times back in the '80s. I can remember just watching people, from start to beginning, start out on one thing and watch it just totally consume them. Everything from cocaine to crack to heroin, and just totally just destroy their lives. Lose their jobs, their physical appearances, everything, everything to the point where now they're robbing and stealing and trying to do everything they can to get this fixed. Yeah, yeah.
How did it undermine your life? You're saying some people, blah, 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 but what did it
Yeah,
do to your life and your
I'm gonna finish telling my story. I'm trying to keep it together. But okay, back to me then. Back to high school, and now I'm taking harsher drugs and everything. And but as a young man, early in my life, uh, I had a cousin, female cousin, who passed away of an overdose, and it was not pretty. It was not a pretty thing at all, and that got me off of crack cocaine and pills and cocaine for the rest of my life. That's how I got off of that. I once that happened, I struggled through it. Don't get me wrong, but I was determined not to end up like that. And so to substitute, I guess you could say in a lot of ways for that, I increased doing other things. Smoking weed, which is always my number one. I still smoke to this day. It is what it is. But alcohol, alcohol. in some ways fill the void. And I'm not even gonna lie, it helped me in some ways because I was running from a lot of demons, and so yeah, alcohol filled the void for me. And I never considered myself an alcoholic. I would never say that. I would never, because I would drink every day, sure, but alcohol wasn't tearing my life apart. It took me a long, 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 long time to realize that I was a functioning alcoholic, a term that I hadn't heard in my earlier years, but picked up later on. And yeah, I was in denial of that. You couldn't tell me nothing. I know my sister-in-law Jamaica will attest to that. Oh man, I keep saying her name. Oh, my bad. My bad. But at that being said, I know she does not mind telling her story at all because she knows that her story can help people. But again, later on in life, I found out that I was and she just texted me and let me know it was okay. My sister-in-law Jamaica, people just said she gave me the permission, is one of the people I know that had big issues with alcohol. Me and her used to drink, boy. Every family get what? But she realized years ago how I was destroying her life, and she went years ago and got the help she needed, and turned her life around, and is living a great life now. So hats off to her. In fact, I want to applaud her for turning her life completely around, because I saw it. I can remember, and I'm being honest, I can remember picking her off the ground. And now she is a completely different person, and I can see the impact that getting alcohol out of her life had. But she's not the only one I know, and she says thank you. You're very much welcome. You should be proud. I'm proud of you. But my own brother Jerry, um, he had major. I'm not going to go into it deep, but he had major struggles with alcohol himself. And he got out of it over a decade ago. I mean, he stopped drinking a long time ago and completely turned his life off. So I want to applaud him too, um, and congratulate him on his sobriety. I knew what it took and how hard it was. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely proud of them. But for me, I could never ever admit that I had an issue. No, my life was fine, and my life is fine now. I live a pretty good life. I'm not gonna lie. My finances are okay. Um, my family is great. We're wonderful. But see, those weren't the issues, you know. And I hate to talk about it because it's going to choke me up. But I'll bring it up, and then I'll let Debbie, you can chime in. But those weren't the issues for me. After decades and decades and decades of consuming alcohol every day, large amounts. If I'm being completely honest, health, my 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 health became an issue. So y'all got to give me a minute right there, all right? Because my family's watching, so it's tough. Yeah, my health became an issue, and to this day, yeah, my health is an issue. On this show, I'm going to tell everybody, my family and friends, everybody listening, um, that alcohol over the last few years, I say maybe 2 or 3 years, has been making me terribly sick.
How so?
That my doctor's been warning me. My doctor warned me years ago, and was always warning me of a terrible outcome if I didn't manage somehow uh, to get a grip on my drinking. And I'm gonna be honest, even though I would say, "Oh yeah, um, yeah, I'm gonna really try. I'm gonna Alcoholic Anonymous, yeah, all that. I'm gonna really try." I never listen, never, never listen, and I continue to do what I do and be me. Uh, and I gotta stop there for a second before I go on. Um, to people out there right now, first of all, I'm gonna say, listen to your doctors. Listen to your doctor. They only want the best from you. They're not there to hurt you. they they only want the best for you. So I would encourage you, please listen to them. Yeah. So my health has been declining because of my constant consumption of alcohol. To the point where alcohol now, if I consume alcohol, makes me so sick that I'll be curled up in a ball on the floor, violently sick for a day or two. Uh, that's where I'm at with it now. To the point where the alcohol is like literally killing me. If it would literally kill me to continue to drink the way that I do every single day, like I do. And so that's a funny thing in and of itself because now it's not even a thing where I'm given an option of stopping. I have to. I finally reached the point where I have to stop, or I will not be around for the people I care about. Plain and simple. And so I decided that it's time to start that journey to sobriety. And God knows it ain't gonna be an easy one. It is not an easy one. Alcohol has become a part of my life, unfortunately.
So are you saying that you're still drinking, Shaheen?
Well, I decided last week really to start this journey. I know since Sunday I had I think a beer Thursday. That's unusual for me because I drink every day, hard liquor, not beer, hard liquor every single day. So for me to even say that I went a couple days without alcohol, and my wife will attest to that, without any alcohol is amazing for me. That's phenomenal. So it might sound like a small petty thing to some people, but that's a big deal for me. And ah, yeah. And so yeah, I'm trying. I have no choice. I'm trying. So I had a beer Thursday. Um, I think last night during the video shoot, I had a shot, a shot. But that was it. That was it. I didn't go crazy like I would normally. I didn't have a whole bottle like I would normally. A bottle and beers. I didn't do that. And then these might seem like small things to some people, but those are huge steps for me. Huge steps. And people who know me can attest to that. Every family function, I'm drunk. I'm drunk. I'm out. You know, I've embarrassed my wife, many times. I've done things that I'm not proud of when I was drunk. There's times where I don't even know how I even got home. There are plenty nights I don't even remember what the hell happened. I have no clue. My wife, I wake up next day, my wife, you did. I don't know what happened. When my wife would get on me, over the years, like, you drinking too much. Please slow down. My wife begging me, because obviously she wants to see me around. We want to live this life together. But me not listening, even when I tell her, oh, yeah, I'm quitting or I'm slowing down, yeah, I'm still stashing liquor around the house, if I'm being honest. If I walked around my house right now, if I'm being honest, I probably could find bottles of alcohol around my house that I've stashed. Yes. Yes.
Shaheen,
Yeah.
earlier you mentioned that you were dousing your demons.
Uh,
What are the demons that you were trying to keep down?
ah, that is a question in and of itself. I know they're there. I know they're there because I realized years ago that my drinking was a form of escape, but I couldn't let go. By then, I was
Escape,
already gone.
escape from what,
I
Shaheen?
sure like to know. I know it's there. I know it's there. And I had that feeling that I'm running from something. I know I am. I know I am. It's so deep in me that I don't want to bring it up.
Well, you'll notice that's not dissuading me. But I'm still going to ask questions. But let's take a look at something that sometimes we distort. There's an assumption
Okay.
that what we call demons are bad things about us.
Okay.
So I'm imagining that as an active boy, you have been beaten and scolded and called names and put down.
Probably. Yeah.
And so, what was being hurt or killed or pushed down could have been your genius. So,
Mm.
consider that what you've been running away from is your genius. Consider that the demons are an expression of the awesome beauty and power of your being.
Oh,
That
I already
many,
know that. Say.
that many of us are afraid, I'm sure, many of us are afraid of being powerful. It's as uncomfortable.
Ah,
Not going to sit, we don't want to just say, oh, yeah, the demons are. I'm awful, I'm angry, I'm stupid, I'm bad, I'm evil. The demons could be the very thing that you're born to express your innate beauty, your wisdom, and your power, which you are now tapping into by doing this podcast.
wow.
So, we want to encourage people to lean into those demons. You may find that it is the finest thing about you
Yeah,
that
but
you're suppressing, that you're suppressing with alcohol and drugs and da, 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 da. And for me, television. Now, television has taken 10 of my paintings, 30, okay, let's tell the truth. So you're suppressing your beauty.
Oh wow. Well, thank you for that. That's an interesting way of looking at it. But you know, when you brought up in homes, in some homes, um, you're not taught those tools to deal with a lot of these emotions or what you might be feeling. You're just not taught because our parents weren't taught those things. You know, I'm sure our parents in some ways grew up in homes where there was alcohol. Same thing. You know, same issues. And they weren't taught how to deal with those emotions or what those emotions were or given the tools to deal with them. So how could they possibly teaching us? You know, and so I don't know. I don't know what those demons are. I'm not a person who's going to say, "Oh, I should talk to a psychiatrist," or no. I don't feel that way for right
What
now
way?
in this moment in my life.
What way do you not feel
I
that
don't.
means you don't need to talk to a therapist, for example?
Well, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm crying out for help. I want to say that. I don't feel like I'm crying out for help. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. I'm old enough where I've been through enough, and I had to learn a lot of tools on my own. In other words, on how to deal with some things, emotions or whatever. They weren't taught to me, but I had to pick up some skills on my own. I'll say that. So I don't feel like I need to sit on the couch and talk to somebody per se, but uh, I think getting to know myself better is helping me to maybe recognize or learn to deal with some of these issues that I call demons. Um, I don't know, but for right now, in this moment, I know alcohol can't help me. Alcohol can only hurt me, and it has my physical being. And so, for me to be able to stick around and be here for my wife, my son, my daughters, my new granddaughter, who I just adore. She's precious. She's here with us now. Um, I got to make a change. So I say right now on this show, and to all my friends and family members out there who are listening, You can help me on this journey. Don't give me any alcohol. If I'm at your party, please don't offer me a drink. I appreciate it, but no. Don't ask me. Oh well, you ain't drinking. Just let me be in my space for a little bit while I work this out. You know, and I know they will. They love me. I know they're watching. Uh, but it's time to switch gears and start on a new journey in life. And I'm looking forward to it, honestly. There'll be rough patches, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll probably have a shot, sneak one every now and then behind my wife's back. She's watching and probably not happy to hear that, but I will never be that same person I was. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, I want to be around. So I'm hoping that my story can help somebody else out there because I know family members right now who are wrestling right now with the same issues.
I hear you saying that you're not open to therapy.
Ah,
I,
don't Debbie, don't you do that.
I, I'm not sending you to therapy, but I do want to point out a contradiction.
Okay.
That if you think that I have been helpful to you, if
Yeah.
that's the truth, then I have been of help. I'm not a therapist.
No.
However, I am a spiritual counselor.
Yes.
And a person doesn't even have to believe in God to benefit from the spiritual counseling. So that is
Right.
essentially what I've been doing on the show, providing an inner look.
Yes.
But responsible, I would suggest to your listeners that if you struggle with alcohol or drugs,
Yes.
check out Alcoholics Anonymous.
Please.
Have you been?
Okay. I've been to a couple meetings with my sister-in-law on her behalf. Just she invited me. She wanted me to come support her, or they have these things where they celebrate 2 years, 5 years. I go to those events, of course, show support to her.
Birthdays. They call them birthdays.
Is that what they call them? Oh, she
Yes.
gonna say. I know she's gonna chime in. She's been chiming in the whole show. I just haven't put it all out. I know she's gonna chime in again.
Yeah,
But
they're
yeah, yeah.
birthdays. They
I've been
celebrate their birthdays. Yeah.
right, and I've been to those celebrations, and I've listened to the stories. And she chiming in. Jamaica, thanks for watching, and thanks for all your help. And yeah, so I've been to a couple, but I never felt it was the right environment for me. Not at all.
Okay. So I would not, I don't believe that one thing helps everybody, right?
No, no,
And there
no.
are people who don't believe in that model. However, if someone else might want to take it out, perhaps Shamika can tell
Jamaica,
us
yeah.
how. Oh, Tamika, sorry,
Judge, with a J. You got it right.
her, your
Yeah,
sister-in-law,
yeah,
can
okay.
put in the chat how we would contact. I'm sure it's online. But the other
No,
thing I want to
yeah.
encourage is if a person is in a relationship with
Mm,
someone who consumes alcohol or drugs, that they should go to, I believe it's called Naranon.
what?
Um, Jamaica probably knows about that as well. It's for the friends and family of people who are using drugs because or alcohol, because we friends often enable the drinker or
Oh,
the drug
absolutely.
addict. I once had a boyfriend who used crack, and
Oh,
I was beside myself when I
oh.
kind of finally figured it out. When I figured it out, I was like, oh my God. And I went to a couple of those meetings. In the day, it was called
I
Naranon,
just
where
want
it
to say, Jamaica said that you're on point and that she loves you. Jamaica, I'm going to put up the rest of your comments. You're doing a lot of comments. Just hold on.
oh, great. I want to see them all. So I go to this meeting, Superior, right?
Yeah. Right,
My
right.
boyfriend is on drugs.
Yeah.
He's wrong. I'm superior.
Uh,
And one of the things, and I don't remember all of it because I'm not in that kind of environment now, but one of the things they taught me was about the subtle ways in which we help the people to stay sick. And for example, one of the things that I was proud about was that I never gave him any money. So I say in the meeting, I
okay.
don't give him money. I'm too
Right.
smart for that. And all I do is I buy his cigarettes and I buy his food. And they say to me, you're part of the problem.
What?
Because by buying him cigarettes, he can use his other money to go get drugs. You know
All right.
what I mean?
Okay. All right.
And
All right.
I'm saying to him that he doesn't have to stand up for himself. And there were others that aren't as obvious as
Okay.
that. And you will find, Shaheem, that in
Yes.
a lot of relationships between, let's say, a woman and married
But
people,
yeah. Right.
man and a woman and a woman, man and man, but that often when the other person gets well, the enabler will leave the relationship because there's a subtle way in which they need that person to be sick.
What?
And that is why I would encourage Jamaica. Am I getting her name right
Yeah.
now?
Jamaica. You got Jamaica with a J. That's right.
Right. Back me up on this because she
Oh,
probably
she's
knows.
saying a lot, but she's not putting in my comments. She's texting me. I'm telling you, put it in the comment section.
Yeah, she probably knows that for so let's say me being a helper and gives me something to do. I can run from my own demons by being a helper. And people say, I'll tell you that one thing about Deborah is she is so nice. She's sticking by her man and but the way that I'm sticking by him may not actually be helping him. So in a relationship, when there's an alcoholic and perhaps someone who doesn't um, consider themselves an alcoholic, you have to look at them as a team.
Mm, okay.
Them as a team.
That's yeah, yeah.
What they called me in Naramnan, I was shocked. They told me I was a qualifier. Like they gave me
Oh,
a title that I qualified to be in that relationship. I wasn't just in that relationship by accident. It had something to do with me, and I needed to find out what that was.
that's interesting because it's like so if you're in a relationship with somebody who's doing drugs, so the answer is to draw a red line and just to cut them off.
No,
I don't know.
no,
To
no.
draw a red
I'm
line in the
saying
sand
it
and
to
say, hey, if you can,
oh,
then I'm out.
no, 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 don't, no, I'm not saying
Oh,
that. I'm
okay.
saying because they'll only find another alcoholic. I'm
Uh,
saying get help for yourself because I have a brother who who was an alcoholic and
mm,
he is no longer alive. He got taken out connected to his drug abuse.
oh, sorry to
And
hear that.
but in many families, let me take it off of his family because I don't have permission.
You're right.
Um,
Right, right.
hey, Peter said he don't mind, but I don't know about his kids.
Yeah.
So let me just make it a little more general. The children who grow up in a family where there's an alcoholic have a name. It is called the adult children of alcoholics. And it has been found that even if they never take a drop of alcohol or a snort of cocaine, that they can have the behaviors because they grew up around the alcoholic. And
That's
so
where I
it's
got my first beer from. From home.
it's not just getting the beers, it's the
Okay.
psychological behavior. It's the behavior. So it's almost like a dry drunk. They may have ways of being that are alcoholic like, even if they don't. They
Okay.
are often people who can't find their way or can't find their path or make their life and living by being enablers or helping people. You know,
Oh,
they are called the adult children of alcoholics. Look it up. Google it. The adult children of alcoholics, and you will find that where there's an alcoholic, there is a family in need of support.
oh wow. Oh
A
wow.
whole
Man, I
family.
honestly, I didn't know there
And
was a phrase for it.
not because the children are drinking, not just because of that. I'm not saying, oh, they're drinking, so you need to help them too. I'm talking about what it does to the
Suffering in so
psychology,
many other different
what does it,
psychological ways.
what it does to their emotions,
Mm. Oh,
the ways in which.
seeing mommy or daddy passed out drunk almost every night on the couch or some crazy stuff like that. Yeah. Or physical abuse
Well,
that might enter a home because of alcoholism, which is the worst. Now
yeah.
that wasn't in my household, thank God, but I've witnessed households of friends as I was growing up who had family members who were alcoholics. Let's face it, and they would get into it. I mean, I mean, vicious stuff. Something that no child should have to come home to. That's for sure. You know.
I'm on. Can you still see me? Because I'm on. I'm doing my Google thing.
No, yeah, you're still right in front of us.
Okay, so I look weird. That's because I'm looking at the screen.
Okay.
Um, Adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families is a 12-step tradition program of people who grew up in dysfunctional homes.
Wait, it's a 12
Um,
step program for people who grew up in these homes?
yes, because they have, let me see if I can get an actual um, definition of adult children. Um, um, Definition adult children of alcohol. Oh God, I can hardly spell it. Alcoholics. Um,
Hmm. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm gonna be honest.
yes. Um, so there's a laundry list, the 12 steps. They're not giving them, but it has been found that many of those children grow up to have problems which are connected to having grown up in a family where there is an alcoholic.
Problems associated, problems, different problems other than picking up, drinking themselves. Problems other than
Yes,
that.
other than that, even if they never take a drink themselves.
Okay.
Even if they never ever, it'll reflect in their finances. It'll reflect in their how they get along with people, and very often they are high compensators because they're trying to compensate
Mm.
for the father, and it is experienced as, I mean, it's crazy making, right? I mean, it's
I've
like
never heard of it before.
if you're in a family and somebody's drunk, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going
Yeah,
to say. You don't know how they're going to
act when you
react.
talking to
And
them.
so
Yeah,
it can make people micro
yeah. Well, you're walking on eggshells
monitors.
all the time. Wondering what's
Mm,
gonna set this person off.
yes. So it's based on the I'm mad at Google right now because I'm not finding the definition that I want. But but you know, it it if okay, alcoholism family systems refers to the conditions in families that enable alcoholism and the effects of alcoholic behavior by one or more family members on the rest of the family. It affects their mental health. Family
Mm,
members react to the alcoholic with particular behavior patterns. Sometimes it's controlling. Sometimes it's helping them to. I
mm.
mean, it's, look it up.
Yeah,
That this is
I
not
just might because I
just
never heard of this before. So it's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah,
So I wonder
yeah.
if in some ways, of course, my kids will have to attest to it. If my drinking all those years, and I wonder how it impacted them.
Let's say, yeah, well, yes, I'll say it has impacted them. I can't say how, but it is up to them to do
Mm,
um, to do the research.
Well, you know what? They're not going to have to research it because I'm going to talk to them about it myself.
Yes, do
I
do
think
some of the
I I,
research.
I think it's time. Well, yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea too. But I think it's maybe time to have that conversation.
Yes. What happened to you happens to them. I mean, even in families, let's say a person grows up in a family and the father is absent
Mm,
and the mother is despairing and angry and maybe suffering financially and emotionally.
right.
You think that's not going to affect the children?
Yes, it is. Absolutely 100%. You're going to feel you're looking at your mother's face. You see those tears.
And often children will think that it's their fault.
No,
It's not rational, but they'll think maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe if I was gooder, more good,
good.
my father or mother wouldn't behave this way. And then they try to become super good. And
Yeah,
then people walk all over them because they're trying to control by, you know, being nice or being good. And
right.
good is not authentic. I like to say the opposite of nice is not bad. The opposite of nice is authentic. The opposite of bad isn't nice. The opposite is authentic. And so,
Mm,
what you're reaching for, Shaheen, very bravely, very courageously, is your authenticity.
no,
So if AA doesn't work for you,
no.
then find something that does. There are other things.
Well, luckily for
So
me,
think
I do
think
have
about
I lucky for me, I do have a loving family who supports me immensely in everything that I do, and so I'm
it.
sure I'm going to get the support that I need. And unfortunately, a lot of people out there don't get it.
They can't do it for you.
No,
They
they
can't.
can't.
They cannot support. It is not their job to support you. It is
Mm.
your job to seek healing.
No,
Don't
of
put it
course.
on them. It is not
No,
their
no, no. What I mean to say is, if
hold
I
on,
need to know
Shaheen.
about certain things, I'm sure
It is
certain family members will
not
help me.
their love that's going to heal you. Because if that was so, you'd have been healed a long time ago. So it
Mm,
is not their love that's going to heal you. It
right.
is your courageous foray into your own inner life.
Mm.
Only that is what's going to heal you or contribute to the healing. And healing is an ongoing process. There's no such thing as healed.
Every single day, every
Yeah.
single day. But I want to take a second just to put up.
Don't put it off on them. And they have a right to be angry. They have a right to be dismayed. They have a right to their own experience. And
Of course,
sometimes a loving, loving can be crippling in a way because if you love me, you will behave this way.
day at a time.
Sometimes what the alcoholic needs is tough love.
Yeah.
And maybe not, I'm going to throw you out, but maybe I'm going to live my life. You want to live your
Okay.
life alcoholic? Well, I'm going to live my life and I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to do this and I'm going to have a good time. In other words, it takes two to make one alcoholic.
Oh wow, those are wise words. But speaking of wise words, also before we go, I want to at least get some of my sister-in-law Jamaica's comments up. She texted to me, folks. I'm going to read some of the things that she said. Um, and bear with me because she sent me a lot. Hold up. Okay. Let's see. No mind or mood altering substance at all if we want to stay alive. Okay. Shosu puts definition of a true alcoholic. We don't get sober alone. She said we don't get sober alone. Um, and she also wants to promote Al-Anon to those who know what
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon, right?
Yeah,
And
Naranon is for hard drug users. Al-Anon is for the families of alcoholics. Al-Anon.
Al-Anon, okay. And she also comments that the drink is to die. So for those out there, everything in moderation. If you can do it. I'm trying to say everybody who drinks is an alcoholic. Not even there are people who out there who can have a drink and walk away from it, take a few sips and walk away from it. Might not have a drunk for a week, whatever. I'm not that person. I'm not that person. If I start to drink, I'm gonna get drunk. I don't drink to sip. Better believe that. If I'm given a drink, I'm drinking to get drunk. That is my purpose. And so for all those decades of that attitude is caught up with me. And yeah, it's time for some change in my life, but for the better. I truly believe that. Let's see, Jamaica also comments, we drink to get drunk. And oh boy, we used to get plastered. Boy, my wife and my brother-in-law be looking at the two of us, shooting us looks across the room, man. Please, boy. I remember every holiday I would get a bottle of liquor. That was my gift every holiday. A bottle of liquor, not anymore. Not anymore. Things have changed for me. For the
And
better.
it's not, and it's, I appreciate your laughing and I understand why you do. But
Mm-mm.
on behalf of the brother-in-law and the sister-in-law or whoever, and the wives, and
Oh, my wife, my brother, yeah.
this is extremely painful.
Whew.
They
Oh,
are suffering. They
yeah,
are suffering. The alcoholic is suffering, and so is the family. They're
yeah.
suffering.
I'm sorry to say that they ended up in divorce. So I get it. Now I'm not trying to make it seem like my sister-in-law is not happy and she's living some dough. They were also at different stages of their life. There's more to it, but that was a big part of it. And she's moved on and she's happy now. Um, oh, she commented. She just commented and said that's why I'm divorced. All right, so she just proved me wrong. She just said that's why I'm divorced. So yeah, man, when someone's forced suffer from that disease and they're in a relationship, everybody suffers. And so on Debbie and I both encourage anybody out there who's suffering from alcoholism to please go get the help you need. It's out there. If you can't find comfort in Alcoholics Anonymous, there are other agencies that can possibly help you. Um, if my sister-in-law puts some up, I'll put some up that maybe you can go to or check out Google and find out where you can get the necessary help.
Jamaica, what is that? What is that? 12 step. I forget what it
Oh,
is. Like one
oh,
is, as
uh,
alcoholics, we turn our power to a higher power. One is about forgiveness, making amends. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jamaica?
oh,
What is
she loves to talk about this stuff, and you're going to get her on a roll. Only because she wants to help people. Now that she's got the help that she needs, she genuinely wants to help people get better. That's why. She doesn't mind talking about these things.
okay?
12 steps,
Step
AA.
one is we admitted we were powerless over over
Yes,
alcohol, and
yes,
that our
that is true.
lives had become unmanageable.
That's true.
Number two, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves as step
Right.
four. And there's a whole PDF um, that has the whole book. It looks like the whole book for
Oh,
alcoholics.
oh, oh,
And
good, good,
yeah, you
good.
can get it you can get it online. Hmm.
And I would say this also, people. You can reach out to me, and I will happily talk to you. Oh, well, my sister-in-law just put it up. Jamaica, please put it in our comment section, and so I can put it up so that everybody can see it. If you text it to me, it's a little tricky for me to do. But she just put it up, and like I said, she's putting up a lot of stuff. You got to put it in the comment section.
I can't
Alcoholics
find
Anonymous
the
Kids book.
comment section. This is just going to go to you privately. I think I just sent. For some reason, I can't see. Oh, I know. I'm not on. I'm in your
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in your fancy
Oh,
thing.
she's saying she's trying to comment. She for some reason she can't. I don't know why. I'll try to talk about what she's putting up because we're gonna be closing the show soon. But yeah. Also, people, you can reach out to me. I'll happily talk to you about it and talk to you about my experiences and you can tell me about yours and maybe we can help each other through it. For me, it's going to happen, people. You can better believe that. And
That's
so
what they do in AA, but
say that again. I can hear you.
that's what they do in AA.
What's that?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
What do they do?
What you just said, you would be willing to do with someone.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's absolutely true because my
Yeah,
sister-in-law been
they
trying to get me to
talk
talk to
to
somebody,
each other.
a
They
sponsor,
have
a
sponsors.
sponsor forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. If anything, my sister-in-law is going to be my sponsor. I'm not talking to nobody.
So something, do something.
Yeah, no, I recognize you need the help. You can't do it by yourself. You're gonna need that, at least that kind of support. You're gonna need to be able to talk and get it off the chest, especially
Hmm.
those nights when you really want it, when you
Hmm.
really really want it, or you out somewhere at a venue, everybody's drinking, and you really want it, but you know wholeheartedly what that can mean. Because for me, there's no such thing as one. There's no such.
It just occurred to me that another name for demons might be wounds.
Uh,
Another word for demons might be hurts.
uh,
So that the alcoholic, you call it drinking to obliterate the demons, but it not feel what they feel. And it takes a courageous woman or man or child to feel what they feel,
yeah,
to get in touch with the hurt, and that hurt ultimately is transformed into power.
yeah. Well, on that note, folks, I think we're gonna start to wrap up the show. And just so everybody knows, my sister-in-law reached out to me, and of course, like she said I could reach out to her anytime to talk to her. I love her for that, and I will if need be. Hopefully, I won't need it, But
You need it.
oh, if I need it, okay. But
it
yeah, I will
you
call.
need
But
it because it's not enough to not drink. There's also the psychology and the woundedness that leads to the drinking. So it's not the goal of AA, for example, and programs like it is not just to get you to not drink, but to understand why you were drinking in the
mm,
first place, and to help you to
mm,
give voice to the inner child who is suffering, or to give voice to the demons, or to give voice to your own wounds.
I don't know if
So
they can do that, but
they
we
can,
shall see.
they can.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always
They can.
skeptical. I'm always skeptical. You know me.
Look at how
Always.
wise. Look at how wise you are. And sometimes you say that I'm wise. I'm still learning and growing. But I didn't get to have this. This is inner wisdom. This is not stuff I read in a book.
Right,
This is my
right,
own woundedness.
right,
It's wounds to wisdom.
right,
And it's wisdom to healing.
right.
So perhaps you didn't intend to set yourself up as a healer by doing this broadcast, but that's exactly what you're doing when you talk
I
about
hope
mental
so.
health, when you talk about Roe v. Roe, when you talk
Yeah.
about hip hop, when you talk about, you're in a sense um, helping us to make a bridge or a connection with the cosmos.
I
So
hope
in
so.
a sense, you are a force of nature. You are a healing source on this planet.
Well, thank you very much for saying that, and you are as well.
I'm practicing.
It's been a beautiful show, on Debbie. I mean, I got a lot off my chest, and I feel
Yeah,
good every time I get off the show. I feel like I took a breath of fresh air. So it's been healing.
yeah.
So time to start ending up the show, folks. We hope that everybody who tuned in enjoyed the show. We really miss Boom. Um, we hope Boom
Where
gets
is
better.
he?
He had surgery on his foot Thursday, and he's medicated right now. So
Oh,
he wasn't able to be with us today. I'm sorry. I thought he maybe explained that to you, but I explained that at the beginning of the show, and
yeah,
you weren't
yeah.
on yet. And so
Okay.
He sends everybody his love and everything. He wishes he was here. I know he's watching. He said he's going to watch. So I know he's watching. So what's up, Boom? I hope you get better. You know what I'm saying? We love you, cuz, and we look forward to
What's
having you
up,
back next week.
Boom? Love you, nephew.
And we look forward to having you back next week. But until then, what you got going on Debbie? You got anything special you doing this week?
Well, I'm going on a retreat.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
going to a meditation retreat um, next weekend, and
Oh,
I
wow.
have asked my sister Inez to
Oh,
supplement.
wow.
You're really going to enjoy her. She,
Oh, okay.
she's worse than me.
I bet we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm looking
You're
forward to
going to
next
enjoy
show.
it.
And
Yeah,
you enjoy your retreat too.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, people, that's usual for me. You all know what I'm into. Be sure to check out my song Waitlist that'll be coming soon. The video will be coming out soon. We did some filming yesterday. We did some filming today. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I'm hoping you enjoy it too. Also, be sure to check out my products on hazytrades.com. And so for some reason, sometimes I spell this wrong, so I wrote it down. HAZYTRAYZ.com. For cannabis users, I'm sure you'll probably find something that you're gonna love. All right. And for those who tuned in, thanks for joining us again. Once again, on From the Shore to Be More, I am yours truly, Shaheem, and
I am your Aunt Debbie.
yes, you are. We love you in depth, and we want to say goodbye to everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.